Good evening, everybody. Hope all is well. Yup, you guessed it. What am I cooking in the van? Well, since I put the new stove in today, yes, I'm cooking tonight. But I'm gonna keep it simple. Breakfast for dinner again. I enjoyed it so much the other night, it's happening tonight. So, I've got the country sausage gravy. We're gonna go ahead and put that on low and let that start simmering up or warming up or whatever, heatalizing it. And I got bacon, I got garlic toast, and some eggs. I think it's gonna be a pretty good meal. Stick around or come back, you'll see some good food. As you can see, I've already diced up in a jalapeno and a small sweet yellow onion. I have fresh garlic here to crush here in a little bit. However, we're going to start with putting the gravy on low and let that start warming up. Even when that stuff's cold, it's good. Just not as gravy-y, if you get my drift. We're going to go ahead and heat up the other pan too. That one takes an extra moment to poof. I do not understand why, but hey, maybe, I thought a little while ago, maybe I should have cleaned all the holes in that round piece that goes on top of that. And I may do that tomorrow. Once these things cool down, tomorrow take it off of there and put a little piece of wire through each and every hole. That might help. I don't know. I did not do that today. I did clean the stove, but I didn't get into those parts. However, it's time for the butter. Yep. And if anybody's paying attention, you can probably see that there is already some flavor in that pan. I am unconcerned. Well, I'm not unconcerned with it. I'm not bothered by it. Because I actually like leaving the previous days jalapenos and onions and all that flavor in the pan anyway. It just adds to what I'm cooking tonight. That's all. I've been living like this for years. I ain't dead yet, so that obviously ain't gonna hurt me. I do seem to be parked on a little bit of an incline this evening. The only downside with this stove, I can't put my back scratcher under one side of it to level it up if I'm on an incline. Damn, that's cooking that quickly. I'm gonna cut that off and wait. That was on low. This is going to take some getting used to. I did somewhat get used to cooking with gas with the other one that's set on top of this counter. But every stove is different. That's all. It takes a few. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, as usual, as always, I'm going to go ahead and dump the onions and the pepper in the pan here, which is obviously warm already. Oh, come on. Then I'm going to crush this garlic up with a fork. Of course, this one's being difficult. Forgot where my trash can was for a moment. Anywho, there we go. Get that out of there. Get that gooey center out of there, huh? This one's being rather difficult. Cut a straight piece of butter with a bent knife. Alright, now while that's simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this plate off. Ooh, that burns a little bit. Fresh garlic does have a little bit of a bite to it. However, I've also heard, I'm no doctor, don't take any medical advice from me, but I've heard that it has all kinds of benefits. I won't list them because, as I said, I'm no doctor. Alright, there we go. Put the last onion in the... I'm going to have to go get me some onions. Alright, what we got going on here? There's some shredded cheese. Yeah, alright. Garlic toast. Ain't no breakfast without it. Hell, ain't no dinner without it to me. I'm gonna go ahead and let this warm up a little bit and be back in a minute. Now, I know I'm gonna catch some flack for this, but I'm not too worried about it. Why people been giving me shit my whole life. Anyhow, yes, the toaster oven is on the fridge. I am not concerned with that because I did put a piece of wood, that's at least a ½ inch thick, under it to help protect the fridge from it. And besides, it's not gonna melt that. All the heat rise it. Well, you know. Anyway, I'm cooking dinner tonight, so now that the stove is here and installed, I did lose some counter space because I could move one before and use this for something else. However, I'm also thinking about making a nice little wood cover for it, I don't know, we'll see. However, I'm not putting that in yet because I always burn it. I've burnt the garlic toast the last 3 times I've tried to make some, and I'm getting tired of that, so I'm gonna wait a minute. Yep, Hell, I ain't even got the eggs in the pan yet. However, the smell of these peppers, onions, and garlic is really filling up this pan, and it just smells amazing. I love the smell of the peppers, onions, and garlic just cooking, simmering in a pan. But we know this. Oops, I forgot to mute the music, didn't I? Well, it doesn't matter since my channel is not monetized yet anyway, so... However, no, I do not own a cover as to any music just played in here. It's just in the background and I forgot to mute it. If I ever do get my channel to a point where I can actually monetize, I'll just have to take this one down. It'll be alright. However, these peppers and onions and garlic is ready for some eggs. I did run out of milk and didn't go get any, so I'm not going to beat them in a bowl and fluff them up and all of that stuff. However, I am going to go ahead and just start the toaster oven. Because the eggs ain't going to take long to cook. And we all saw how quick that gravy started getting hot, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it, Yep. There we go. Garlic toast in. Gravy on. Time for the eggs. goes that carton. Come on, get that all around there. Yep, as usual, shredded cheese. Come on, baby, come on. See, the gravy's already bubbling again. I might have to start stirring that up here in a minute. Hang on, Doobie. I gotta go help the dog come in. Good girl. See? Goober. Anyhow, where's the lid? There's the lid for this. We're gonna turn that down on low and grab a spoon, not a spatula, to stir this, which is obviously done already. Yep, done. So, one of each. Regular American and American with jalapenos in it. I don't know why there was one of each like that staggered in the cheese box, but hey. We'll set that over here so it doesn't melt. Because once I flip that egg, that goes on it and then flip. Anyway. So, I'm going to start cleaning up a little bit. There's enough garlic bread left for another meal. I like garlic bread. Stuff is awesome. I cannot open the freezer right now because there is a toaster oven on top of it. We're done with this box. We're going to put that in here so it doesn't fall down in the fridge. Since there's cheese in there, go ahead and stick lunch meat in it too, right? I don't know. Some things make sense, some things don't. Alright, 3 of those and I'm good for the night. I ain't had a beer in a couple of weeks. I've been on antibiotics. I got bit by a spider and it poof. Anyway. So I had a few beers tonight. I ain't gonna make you sit there and stare at me all quiet. I'll be back in a minute. Yep, here we go. Now it's time to flip this egg. Let's see if I can do this all in one try. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's an insanely satisfying feeling. Nope, not gonna happen. Got most of it. All the peppers and onions. Nom 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 nom. This is gonna be a damn good dinner. Go ahead and do that. Here in a minute, we'll fold it over. I didn't scramble them up tonight. I don't know why. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Most often here lately in life, I've been making omelets. The other day, or the other night, I made some scrambled eggs, and it was good. I mean, it tasted exactly the same. But, you know, we're going to turn that off. I burnt the damn toast again. And I swear, I looked at this bread just a minute ago, about 45 seconds ago, and it wasn't nowhere near that. And all of a sudden, but you know, hey, it happens. I'm getting used to new appliances is what it is here. So we're going to flip that over on top of that. Take this and flip it over on top of the other side. Take this and flip it over on there as well. need some eggs. I bet y'all can hear my dog hopping up and down in the floor over here, because, you know, she knows who gets that. Yes, I share my eggs with her, I share my hot dogs with her, I share my steak with her, I share all my food with her, but I try to give her eggs more so because eggs are good for dogs and all of that, and as they are for us. However, that gravy is really good and thin now. So I'm gonna see if I can't reorganize this plate with the curve of the omelet over yonder. A big old messy omelet. We're just gonna dump it on there. You know what I mean? Yeah, just dump it on there. You know what I actually forgot? I knew I was forgetting something. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, damn it, I knew it. My drunk ass forgot the bacon. Are you serious? No, we don't need to do all that. I mean, yeah, I forgot the bacon. Could have said something. Give me a minute, this will be good too. Now, I don't know just how effective this might be, but I got both burners on. This stuff was frozen solid, so trying to get it to hurry up and come apart so I can scatter it out in the pan and cook it properly. And it's actually working quite well. I can probably go ahead and cut the little one off now. Now she's good and hot. Yeah, I know, you ain't supposed to be mashing on the meat and squishing it and all that stuff. It's bacon. It's not gonna lose its juiciness or greasiness or whatever. That works with burgers, but you know. Is it just me or does bacon not look the same as it did back in 1986? I mean, legit, for real. Take a look at this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. However, I have overthought things before and proven to be right, so. But, I don't know. Tell me what you think. If bacon looks different to you, just like the gas smells differently nowadays than it did back then, let me know. Tell me what you think. There we go. Yep, coming apart right nicely. And that's that. Now we'll turn that down a little bit. Put the lid on that. And within 2 minutes, that's going to be on my plate. Yeah. And there you have it. In the blink of an eye, 2 minutes went by. Right where it belongs, right on top of everything. Yep, We're gonna go ahead and put that lid back in place. And there you have it, a beautiful mess. Hang on a second, I'll give you a better view, a better angle, whatever you want to call it. There you have it, a beautiful mess. eggs, dashed jalapenos, onions and garlic, bacon, garlic toast, and country sausage gravy. That's some fat boy cooking right there, I tell you what. And as usual, it smells amazing in here. The peppers, the onions, the garlic, the bacon, all of it. Anyway, I'm famished. I'm gonna knock out this plate of food. Thank you for watching. I hope all is well, and until next time, happy trails.